TikTok did end up going away. Look how stinking cute that is. Feels a little too bright. How cute is this starting to look? This kind of just put a really big damper on my entire mood today. Hi, we have so much stuff to do today. I'm working on the release of my Valentine's Day collection for my small business. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mary Ellen. I used to do rocket engineering stuff. Now I primarily do small business stuff, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. On to what we have to do today. I have a ton of bookmark designs drawn up already. I want to do a test print of all of them and just make sure that all the colors are looking the way that they are supposed to look. I also have a bunch of fabrics that have come in for book sleeves that I want to look through. Also, if you hear those noises, it's my dog playing with her toys, so I am so sorry about that. I'm so excited about these bookmarks. There's a couple that I do want to kind of brighten up the colors on because they're printing a little bit dull. We have like these bras here and I have them in 3 different colors, and I think I like how those are looking, so I'm not going to change anything about them. And then this boot, I think I like it. I might try to brighten up the heel of the boot. I have this little Cupid one and I don't think I'm going to change anything on that. My rose bookmarks, this is just looking so dull. Like I feel like you can barely tell the difference between the two. So I am going to try to brighten that up. I think I finally got the roses right. I think that the pink one looks a lot better. Hopefully it's picking up on the camera the very slight differences. This red one is still a little bit too dull for me. I went and printed one more that's just a little bit brighter, and I think this is the one. I'm gonna start doing a round of initial prints for all of the bookmarks. I want to get them cut so that I can get a feel for their sizing, but I do think that we are there on the coloring. I just finished packing all 5 orders, so I think I'm gonna dash to the post office. Usually when I go, I will stop by the park and play frisbee with the dog. She's been waiting all day for it. I do think it is the warmest point in the day, so it is the best time to go right now. Good morning. It is now Thursday morning? Yeah, Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning, and after I went to the post office yesterday, I basically just had some bookmarks cut out and I wasn't really loving the shape of some of them at first. Let me show you what we're working with. This one was pretty much like right off of the bat because I have done a ton of different cowboy boot bookmarks before. This cowboy boot bookmark is just a little bit more Valentine's themed. Hopefully that is focusing correctly, but I put a bunch of like little cupids and hearts on there. I really love these actually. I think that I got the shape and the size right. The first one that I printed, this one, I felt like this was just a little too small, especially if you had a bigger book. I did also go in and like brighten up the color on this red one just because I felt like this one was a little too dull. Lastly, I have a bouquet one. This one was a little bit of a struggle. This is what I have ended up with. I think that this is the right length and width. This is what I started with, which I think was just a little too wide for some books. So I had to tweak this a lot, and I think that I finally landed on the right size and shape. I also didn't show you guys this Cupid one that I made. It's a little bit of an awkward shape, but I do think it is super cute. I also did play around a little bit with the design that I put on the back. This is kind of what I started with, and this is okay. I don't love it, so I sort of played around with it, and I think I'm going to end up using this design instead. It has some like cupids and it says my brand name on there. I do also want to get to putting together my fabric combinations for my book sleeves. Hopefully I'll be able to make like 1 or 2 book sleeves as well. The rest of getting ready for this collection is going to be making some crochet Kindle sleeves and also some book sleeves, and maybe a few other things too. I don't want to overwhelm myself, but without further ado, let's just get back to work. think I kind of have an idea for what I'm gonna do for my fabric combos. But first I wanted to show you the red version of the Rose Bouquet bookmark. I think this is freaking adorable and I will be keeping one of these for myself, but look how stinking cute that is. I love it. Okay, so on to the fabric combinations. I think I have an idea for what I'm doing for most of them. And it's kind of funny because the one that I thought was going to be the easiest to pair with, I'm having the hardest time with. So let me show you what I have going on. For the maroon cupids, I think I'm just gonna do mostly maroon for the sheet portion of the bed book sleeve. And then I think it would be really cute if I could also tie in this pink. That just looks like a lovely combination to me. I think I'm going to try and do the same thing but the opposite for this other cupid one. It'll go something like this. I'll try to tie in this maroon somewhere. For this pink gingham one, I need to go to my fabric store and find a solid color pink. I have a couple of different pinks, but I don't have any that really matches this shade. I do want to add this red for the accent pillow, which I usually make into a heart shape. So I think it'll be super cute and it'll match these little embroidered hearts on here. I think I'm gonna try and keep this one pretty simple. I'm going to do this lighter pink for the sheets and the pillow portion, I think, and then I might do the accent pillow in this red. This just feels a little too bright. We'll see. I might make this decision a little bit later. So I'm going to very quickly make a list of fabrics that I need to stock up on. Some of the ones that I showed earlier, I don't have a ton of left, so I want to restock them because I just know that I'm gonna run out in the middle of making all my book sleeves. We're gonna head out, go play some frisbee with the dog, and grab some more fabric. I got all of the fabric that I needed. It is literally so warm outside today. It's like 50 degrees in Colorado in January. I might take advantage of this really warm weather and go for a run. When I get back, I will try to cut up some samples for my book sleeves and get them all prepped to either make tonight or I will make them tomorrow. I think I can probably start them tonight. Today, I finally get to use my sewing machine, so I'm so excited because I haven't touched my sewing machine in like a month and I miss sewing. So I'm starting off with this main fabric pattern. I'm pretty much just gonna be cutting fabric and sewing, ironing and steaming, just all the sewing things today. Base stitching the front panel of my book sleeve. Before I was kind of a little bit wary about using the red that I have for the accent pillow. Now that I'm looking at it, I do think that the red will look really cute. I do need to select what color bear I want to put on here. Usually I put a bear right here, but that's usually pretty easy. I only have 3 colors to choose from and they're just like varying shades of brown. I am nearly done with that first sample that I showed you guys earlier. I did in fact forget how to do a couple of steps, but I did figure them out pretty quickly. The process did take a little bit longer just because I was still on the fence about some colors, and also like forgetting how to do certain steps did slow me down quite a bit. Let me show you what it's looking like so far. Keep in mind I do still have to put a lining in it, so it looks pretty unfinished, but I want to show you anyways. This is kind of what it will look like. I have these ties baste stitched on for now to just hold them in place. This is the lining, so usually I put this part on this back side so that when you open it you have this little peekaboo that says Lucky Reader. But how cute is this starting to look? It looks really good with some of the bookmarks that I have. I mean, like, look at that. That is so adorable. I can't even contain my excitement. So I just heard the news that the Supreme Court has basically upheld the TikTok ban ruling. I feel like I've been putting off talking about the looming TikTok ban for basically this entire video because I just did not want to believe that it was happening, but it's starting to feel very real. I know a lot of people are saying there is still a fighting chance. It very well may be that there is a very long extension period or an indefinite extension period for TikTok to be sold. I know the CEO of TikTok is trying to talk to the new administration to see if he can keep things afloat, but honestly, who knows? I just know as a small business owner, my sales will very likely take a hit because of this. And I'm trying to diversify my social media marketing. I do have Instagram. Obviously, I am starting YouTube, which I have always planned on doing, but it just feels like I am starting late. This kind of just put a really big damper on my entire mood today. Don't know if I am gonna keep sewing. I might switch over to just editing this YouTube video. Overall, just not good news. So, what an insane week it was last week. I had been following the TikTok ban updates for basically the whole week, but I just wasn't talking about it because it made me so anxious to think about what my business will look like without TikTok. TikTok did end up going away, but only for 14 hours. Even that event was just so emotionally draining of like thinking it was gonna be gone forever and then getting it back. People don't really trust it now. The status of it is still kind of up in the air, so it very well may still go away at some point. My business literally started on TikTok. My first customers were friends that I had made on TikTok, specifically within the book talk community. It's just so crazy thinking about what my business will look like without TikTok. I would be lying to you if I said that it would not look any different. So many of my sales come from there. I'm so glad that TikTok is back, but it might be back for just a definite amount of time. The past couple of days, I've really just been thinking about a contingency plan for what I'm gonna do if TikTok does end up disappearing. Right now, I am finishing packing up an order. I'm going to drop it off at the post office because it does need to be shipped today. I do think that I've earned myself a trip to the library, so I think I'm gonna go do that as well. And I will let you guys know what I am working on next week in the next vlog. But thank you so much for joining and for watching the first YouTube vlog ever all the way through. That is so awesome. If you did make it all the way through this vlog, comment a lucky clover emoji if that's a thing. I think it is a thing. Comment a lucky clover emoji to let me know if you stayed for the entire vlog. I'll see you next week.